Welcome to City Ideas TV, the podcast. This is episode 5, the SANFA Rubric. My name is Jesse Ryan Jensen. I'm the host and founder of City Ideas TV. So for a while now, I've had a concept that I call the SANFA Rubric. SANFA being an acronym. So SANFA, SANFA being an acronym for Shelter and Necessities for All. The SANFA rubric has 4 quadrants. One of the quadrants is Shelter and Necessities for All, and that's what gives the rubric its name. However, there are 3 additional quadrants. So I've covered each of the quadrants in the first 4 episodes of the podcast, this being episode 5. And what's the SANFA rubric concept basically? The SANFA rubric posits the following: that human civilization should have both ideas that it holds that are true, concepts, values, ethics, principles, and that it should have goals and processes that are within the bounding box of this is civilization, as it also might contemplate that there are behaviors or processes or goals that are outside the bounding box, that are uncivilized. So civilization is both a noun and a verb, right? Civilization, the noun, the story of human beings, the story of the buildings humans build, the story of the roads that they pave, the vehicles that they travel, whether it's by foot or an animal or wheeled conveyance. The story of human civilization also includes other inventions such as agriculture and communication. So here we are, about 25 years into the 21st century, 25 years into the 3rd millennium, according to the modern calendar, and we contemplate, what is civilization? Does it have any goals? Is civilization fully formed, or is it in a state of becoming? And I would say that civilization is just barely there because it doesn't yet meet what I would posit, contemplate, suggest very strongly are ideals of civilization that would be minimum goals. And those 4 minimum goals I describe as the 4 quadrants of the SANFA rubric. The first being shelter and necessities for all. Shelter and necessities guaranteed for all human beings around the world. That's civilization. The second quadrant, all-purpose environmentalism. Everything we need to do and everything that we must not do to have the result that our behaviors as human beings relative to the environment is completely ethical. Everything we should do, and everything we shouldn't, we don't. All-purpose environmentalism. The third quadrant I call websites of the future. And so that includes a variety of technologies whose forward-facing or customer-facing or citizen-facing interface is a website. The user interface of the website of the future enables every citizen to interact with each other individually and in groups of various sizes to fulfill the responsibilities relating to civilization and to make improvements, to suggest improvements, and to find ways to make those improvements. And the fourth quadrant I call human civilization on Mars. That concept is that Earth-based human civilization should have as a goal to replicate itself, duplicate itself, found a colony or a series of colonies on Mars that expand onto the surface of Mars and the underground of Mars and orbit, so that human civilization exists on both Earth and Mars. And of course we also have our moon, we have spaceships, space stations, the asteroids, Venus and Mercury and Sun and Jupiter and Saturn and beyond. So let's go over those 4 quadrants, 4 big civilizational goals. Shelter and necessities for all human beings, all-purpose environmentalism, websites of the future, and various technologies, and human civilization on Mars. I call that the SANFA Rubric. Shelter and Necessity for All being SANFA, the acronym in the SANFA Rubric. There's the train! Civilization calling! Well, I hope you have enjoyed City Ideas TV, the podcast, episode 5. So that, dear listeners, is the SANFA Rubric. Those 4 broad civilizational goals. I would love to read your comments down below of this episode of the podcast. This is the 5th episode of the podcast, City Ideas TV, the podcast. I'm Jesse Ryan Jensen. I do hope that you will hit the like button if you like this podcast. I do hope that you will subscribe if you want to learn more from my human brain and participate in the comments on this channel. And if you can navigate over to the website, you can send an email to the website. You can find me on the social media. Find City Ideas TV on the social media platforms. And I look forward to hearing your ideas. Because here at City Ideas TV, we are trying to build consensus around great ideas. Not just mine, yours too, of course. City Ideas TV. Signing out.